We live?
And we're live as soon as I put a light on. Ah! You can see me now too. Haha! Cool. Welcome in,
Ta-da!
everybody. We are back. We took a little bit of a mid-season break there, but we are back. Episode 5. Sorry for leaving you all on a cliffhanger. Let's do maybe a little bit longer of a recap, just a little bit. So, to catch you up on the series so far, we
recap a little bit longer, pontificate a little bit longer.
So we started with the crew. We've got a captain, a mechanic, a medical officer, a administration person, and a couple of NPCs all pile into a spaceship from Space Corp, and they launch off to test a new, better-than-light engine. They test the engine, and they collapse the universe into a single point, and restart a Big Bang. From there, they put themselves into a, cryostasis, and wait 13 billion years on plotting a course for Earth to be like, hey, sorry, we fucked up. And when they woke up from their cryo sleep, they learned that the Earth had been taken over by some kind of fishy frogmen kind of alien thing, as they were captured by the ship and humans were enslaved, and now they're being held captive as slaves. In our last episode specifically, our group they were going to save and free all these slaves, and they tried to break out, got into a big gunfight with some of the Hydronaut aliens, all while using some mining equipment. The giant crab like machines with a big pincers were actually drills, and our captain was piloting this and trying to drill things, right? And they were also fighting not only just foot soldiers, but a tank, just firing lasers at them. At the very end, where we left off 2 weeks ago, I guess technically 3 weeks ago, the cliffhanger was, I believe you guys had you guys had defeated all the foot soldiers. All of you guys there's one foot soldier inside the drill with our captain. And the rest of you guys are either on the I think our mechanic, I think Flash, you're on top of the drill. I think the other two of our players are just on the ground next to the drill, and the tank had just backed up to get a better shot at the drill again, I believe is where we were. I don't think... I know the drill has taken some damage, but I don't think it's out of commission. So that is where we are. We'll now go around the table. I would like everybody to introduce your characters for us. Let's start off with substances used.
That's me. I'm playing Fran Wickerbottom, the corporate executive. Yeah, that's me. Yep.
And we've got Frenden.
Yeah, I'm playing Flashlight Man. I fix things almost as much as I break them, and I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. I'm a mechanic.
Not a long time. Hell yeah. And we've got Jentendo.
I am playing Captain Tandar, and I expected most of this to happen. I'm actually out in space, and so I'm woefully inept at driving around on land, which we consider inside the spaceship as land, which is a meta thing.
Yeah, it's technically a
And she's
ground
probably
vehicle,
going
yeah.
to die, but it's great.
We all die sometime, but that's why we have Dr. Abstracto.
I'm Dr. Abstracto, playing Dr. Abstracto, and I'm here to give sick lemon lemonade.
All right, and let's go over to this screen. We're gonna go back into. I believe we were here. So you guys are in the hallway. This picture that that the audience is seeing right now, these are like the little trams that had brought the foot soldiers into the battle. I don't have like freestanding pictures of the tank or the drill, unfortunately. You know, I should have spent some time over the last 2 weeks drawing those, but I didn't. Because I'm a terrible producer of shows. And I am currently looking for...
New employees.
No, I was looking for where I was keeping track of the HP and stuff like that.
We're all at full life.
I don't
He's a doctor.
Yeah,
he
He's
is a
a
doctor.
doctor. He went to school to learn how to tell if someone's full life or not.
This is true.
Oh wait,
Oh,
no,
here
I'm
we
sorry.
go.
We're all dead. We're all dead, actually.
Because I'm also drunk.
Okay, so yeah, because there's one. Yeah, I found it. Okay, so there's one Hydronaut left, and then I gotta find. I don't think you guys have actually damaged the Hydronaut's tank at all, actually. It's down. Okay. Man, I do not. You know what? Playing with actual books and stuff again, don't miss it. Kind of like the whole digital thing, not gonna lie. Juggling books and notebooks and all this shit. Keyboards. All right.
Learning how to read.
Yeah, learning how to read.
If you play TTRPGs, you actually don't know how to read. It's just a given. You're not allowed to play if you know how to read.
They
kick you
call
out.
it totally time to read person, guys.
Mm-hmm. Fell apart.
That one hurt my brain.
All right, we'll put the little turn order there, and we will start back at the top of the turn order. So again, to set the immediate scene,
God, we're fighting.
you're in a tight-ish hallway. That's say tight-ish.
How tight? How tight is the hallway?
I was given the sexy eyes already. I'm not gonna lie.
How tight's the hallway?
How many? I mean,
Um,
on a scale of 1 to several hot dogs, what are we talking?
How many
Several,
can you
several
throw down
hot
it?
dogs.
Only several. Hoo, hoo, hoo.
Oh well, Oscar Mayer.
Yeah, but for a spaceship like this, where you're taking literal tanks and like big drill machines and things, the hallways with these machines in them feel kind of claustrophobic. But if you're just like standing in the hall with nothing else, it's probably about the size of a 2-lane road. Like you can drive one car one way and another car the other way, except there's no parking. There's definitely like no shoulder or anything to the road.
It's like California. Okay, good. We got
Where's
it.
their emergency runoff?
They don't have one. The
What? I
emergency-
mean, then you've got like a Panama. What was the canal where the boat went sideways? Like, there's a real potential for one broken tank ruining the entire local traveling economy.
Well, you guys actually, when our captain drilled the two
she did.
personnel trams, they actually one slid this way, like crashed into a wall. The other one kind of slid in this way, and they make like a V blockade that you had to climb over because you couldn't like pass around them. You had to actually climb over them.
That was
So,
actually
yeah,
my nickname
blocking
in
the-
high school. Was V Blockade.
The V. So that is so you're kind of with the tank and the drill in this hallway, and the tank having like backed up and kind of turned a little bit around because you guys are at a T intersection. The tank is probably at like a 45-degree angle in the T, right, blocking off the left-hand path and like the mouth to the T itself. They're kind of like blocking your exit from this. hallway pretty efficiently. But Flash, you're standing on top of this sort of, imagine like if your classic flying saucer with a little dome on top, that like little guy, like the alien from I think it's the Jetsons, right? He had like the little flying saucer with the glass dome that you could like see him behind the steering wheel. If that had like 4 little pointy crab legs, then 2 big arms with drills on them, the dome has been pried open. Captain Tandar and one of the Hydronauts are fighting inside the cockpit, and you're standing on top of like the skirt of the saucer. I believe you have a human prod, the big electroshock stick, as a weapon right now. What do you do? As I turn on some music.
Who is
So-
who is the you in that?
Yeah, is
Because
it-
you talked about
sorry,
me being in
Flash.
there.
Flash
Okay.
Lightman.
Oh, okay.
It's Flash's turn.
I'm gonna yell, on top of the hallway, all covered in crud, I struck a poor fish man and drank his blood. And then I'm gonna swing at the fish man that was still, I believe, on the vehicle near the captain, right?
Yeah, he's like in as best he can be in the cockpit with Captain Tandar. They're struggling. He's got a human prod. I don't think Captain Tandar has a weapon. Or wait, no, she has one of the she's got a rebar spear.
Okay.
And you've got a human prod, and you're standing kind of a little bit above.
All right, then I don't yell that. I yell, look out, Rebar McIntyre, I got another country hit for you. And I'm about to whack the fishmans that's in the cockpit.
All right. So yeah, roll your melee attack. I think it's weapon melee. Weapon melee.
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now. Okay, so you have to roll under a 60.
Right.
Oops. Oh, I don't do it.
68. Does anybody in chat
Also-
want to give him a take 2? So roll again.
While
Or
we're
you
waiting
just-
on that,
So
I would just want to say weapon melee is now outlawed in Alabama.
True. We established that. Yeah.
We were talking about that before the stream. Yeah.
Mhm.
you do have a 0 dice if you
Yeah,
want to use that.
This is the only clubbing that's allowed.
Oh, that's also
I-
true. At the start of every session, you all get 1
So-
0 die, which you can turn a failure into a success if you wish.
I'm gonna
you
go.
gotta
I'm gonna go
reroll.
ahead and do that.
Wait, you did get a reroll just now if you want
Oh
it.
well, then I'll use that. Thank you, Fishy.
Thank you for the channel point redemption.
Now I do it, Fishy, with the power of my fishy friend. I hit another fish
yeah.
man.
With
So
the
you'll
power
add
of fish.
7 to the damage of the cattle prod, or the human prod, rather. Let me find. I think it's 15.
Sounds close to what we were doing before.
Hydronon, personal weapons, human prod, damage 15. Yep. All right. And their armor only reduces up by 5, so they take 17.
But what about
energy
the-
damage.
What about the water in the suit? Isn't it electricity?
Yes,
Down,
but
Electric Avenue.
I don't think the game rules actually account for that.
Fair.
That's fair.
Valid.
You know, maybe
Valid.
it's insulated. The suit's insulated. It's rubber coated.
Yeah.
Coated.
It's
Man.
already been shock treated.
I don't know why, but for
Oh.
my entire life, my mental math with 7s has been just the worst. So subtracting 17 from that number was kind of hard. I don't like that about myself. I hate that. Why are 7s so confusing? All right, Flash. Any movement, or are you gonna stay where you are? Because you can make a standard action and you can move on your turn.
I'm going to, like, I imagined I was on the top. I imagined I had to move in to get to the cockpit, was my guess. So I think I'm out. I think I'm tapped out.
Cool. All right, that brings us to Captain Tandar with the tank coming up right after you.
Cool.
They're gone.
I'm gonna
Oh,
still
wait, shit.
What?
Sorry, I was speaking out loud to
What?
myself. Enemy 3 was the tank, and enemy 2 was the foot soldiers. And for a second there, I blanked that the foot soldiers weren't all dead.
Yeah.
So I took them off the turn order, but they'll just go. The tank and the last
With
foot
the
soldier
tank,
will
yeah.
go at the same
So
time.
now we know it takes exactly 3 weeks for Jeff to lose the love for a person in his heart, and these foot soldiers just don't register anymore.
They're gone forever.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's go with 3 weeks, because that's definitely better than 3 minutes.
Oh.
That is to say, if
So-
I ever loved these NPCs.
Well, I'm going to so we're saying the tank is completely inoperable that I'm in, correct?
I can't actually remember if your drill is actually inoperable or not.
I think it was almost inoperable.
I think you've been hit just a few
Okay.
times, but I don't know. I wasn't keeping track, apparently,
Because if
of
that's
your
the case,
drill's HP.
so let me see. Yeah, I feel like I might have been keeping. Oh no, I have it. I have it here. My drill is at 169. Nice.
Nice.
So I don't think it can, if it can move forward, I want to turn around and I want to just charge this thing at the other tank. Like I want to just like full force ramming speed into this other tank.
All right. I think, yeah, so that's
That'll help us all. And I have one reroll,
that's a
right?
I think we're using
Yeah.
piloting, right, for your attacks with the drill.
Sure.
Because it would either be that or like a tech like know-how roll. So I don't know, whichever's
Yes.
better of the two, I guess. Also,
I believe
Frenden, I love
it's
those sunglasses.
It's probably pilot land. Even though we're in space. It's on land.
Well, yeah,
Alright.
it's a
So I definitely failed, but I'm going to use a reroll to see if I can get that because I'm really trying hard. Nope. And now I'm just going to use my
Oof.
0 dice to make sure that it happens
okay.
because I want it to happen.
So it happens. Let me see the drills.
I think these are the attacks from the other tank. I have 70 and 40. I think that's the attacks from the other tank, though. Not
yeah,
from
I think
me.
the tanks like lasers did that.
Does this tank have lasers? Lasers.
Yeah, the hover tank that's fighting you shoots you with like
I meant
giant
us.
lasers.
I was like, us lasers.
Oh no, you guys are in a drill. But you guys do.
I do one thing.
150 base damage plus whatever your successful roll is. Using the 0 die to make this a success is a minimum success, so it's a 1 extra damage, so 151 damage to this.
Price is
hover
right,
tank.
fools.
Oh boy, you slam right into that tank and you deal a hefty amount of damage to it. It's not quite.
Yeah.
You don't think it's like, to put it into like 4th edition D&D terms, you know, like when bloodied is like half health. You don't think it's
Please tell
quite
me.
there, but it's close. Like that
Okay.
was a massive
tracks.
hit. Your
I have
drills
a-
like
It tracks.
go into the
tank.
side of the tracks on the of the tank and like cut it. Part of the like the treads like bust off the one side and it's just on like the wheel parts of the tread now. You like cut open like a big strip of like the interior of the tank. Would like everybody to give me a C check. I believe it's called C. SEE.
Pilot
Maybe
C
it's-
check. Got it.
Maybe it's
Just kidding.
yeah, pilot C. I think it's
All right. I'm looking for under
It's C.
35.
brains. Yeah, it's under brains. Yep, C. I didn't know
I
if it
don't
was
see
spot.
anything.
It's a basic skill, so double your brains, I guess, if you don't have any points
Double
in
your
it.
brains, double your fun, double your pleasure,
Apparently,
but not in
my
Alabama.
apparently my hand is over my eyes.
Mhm.
Oof. Fair enough. Let's see.
Frenden, did you roll?
Flash. Did you what you get on your C check?
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Rolling.
And then
I passed.
fast. Obviously Abstracto already admitted to putting his hands over his eyes. Jen, Dion, did you two pass or fail? Failed. Okay, so
Fail.
we'll just say because Frenden, you're kind of still like up a little bit higher than the other two on like in the hover tank, and then your friends on the ground. That you, because of your vantage, can actually see like well into like the tear in the actual like side of the tank. You can see there is I believe 2 injured that just ran away from the fight before. They're not doing anything. And there is
Everybody,
one...
I think 2 in the tank failed their morale save.
Yeah, there's the 2 that you like injured and ran away from the fight earlier that climbed into the tank to be safe. Now you're opening it like a can of tuna. And then there's a pilot and there's a gunner. So there's like as far as quote unquote healthy guys, there's the pilot, the gunner, and then the one guy that you're going one-on-one with. If you can take those people out, and now there's like an opening window to those other hydronauts.
Yeah.
You'd maybe not have to focus so much on the tank itself.
Nice.
That said, it is now the enemy's turns. So let me just write this down quick. Pilot and gunner each have that much HP. All right. So let's see here. The Hydronauts, where are they? Have a heavy weapon.
Frenden, do you tell us that you see them in the tank?
Yeah, I definitely yelled out. There's 2 more that didn't fail their morale check or whatever. However I put it. Yeah.
Is that maybe? Doesn't make any. Oh wait, here's the normal Hydronauts. 60. Okay. All right. So the guy that you're having a duel with, friend, and that Hydronaut, kind of like recoils a little bit from you shocking him, and he very clunkily kind of like spins his baton, around his hand, kind of like like people do like those sword flourishes where they like rotate their wrist and like the sword just kind of like does a 360, and then he like lunges like at you, right?
Yeah.
He needs to roll lower than that for sure. So he misses because they're not these like giant bulbous guys. They're not lithe. He probably shouldn't have tried to flourish. He lunges at you, and the human prod just kind of like goes like between your like ribs and your like elbow, just like right past you. And then the guys in the tank, the pilot's gonna shift the tank just a little bit to kind of like move the opening away from you guys just a little bit. So anybody who wants to try and attack the guys in the tank's gonna have to use their movement in order to see into the tank on your upcoming turn. But the gunner kind of rotates the cannon back towards you guys in the drill, and they are going to fire again on the drill. And if I roll anything like I just did, yeah, that goes wide, blasts, the outer walls of the ship a little bit. But the outer walls seem a lot more rigid than the interior wall that you blew up in the fight earlier. And the energy just kind of dissipates, bringing us to Abstracto.
How's everybody doing on health?
I could be healed again. I'm down about 34 health.
I'm down about 71.
Oh,
Okay.
But I
I'm
had a
hurt,
high.
but don't come for me. I'm pretty far away.
can I come for you?
Can Dion come?
Dion can
How
come.
are we spelling?
Yay!
Nope, I don't want to.
We play TTRPGs. We don't read. We don't spell. We don't do those things. Okay, we don't.
Yeah.
That
I'm
is
sorry. What do those
not-
letters in a sequence
look like-
mean?
I look like I'm in Mensa or something. I mean, come on.
All right, Dr. Abstracto is going to start first aid on Flash.
Okay. That he's like actively in combat. So how
What is
did
that?
Do it anyways. I got an idea. Do it anyways. I
it's
got an
not
idea.
it's you start it on your turn now. It takes your whole turn, and then next time it takes your whole turn. And if you get through both of these turns without getting like hit or something, I think that's how it is. If you don't get like interrupted, it goes off without a hitch. And I think even if you do get hit, you can make a brawn check in order to negate being like quote unquote distracted. I think that's how this is gonna work. So I'll mark you down for medicine, and we'll do the rolls at the end of your next turn if you don't get like hit and distracted.
Okay.
But brings us to our administrator, Fran Wickerbottom.
So I'm still in the crowd of all the other slave people, and when I hear Flash yelling about the tank being exposed, I'm gonna use my silver tongue perk. And I rolled 2 over, but I'm gonna use my 0 dice to succeed instead.
Okay.
And Fran just basically points at the tank after it gets hit and cut open like a can of sardines, and is like, "Now's our chance. Dismantle and disable the tank while its defenses are down. They'll never see it coming. If we all go, nothing can stop them." And because I used the 0 dice to succeed instead, any number of people who are listening to me in this crowd as I'm screaming believe me completely. And it lasts as many minutes as my bravado. And after that, the lie becomes obvious. My bravado is a 17, so we have 17 minutes for these people to know that they completely believe that they can like take this tank down and dismantle it now, and that they're not in danger.
Sounds good
And
to me.
they just know that there's people in there to get out and disable, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, de facto the one they're listening to, since they're all sort of still, not like stabbing like the bodies back near the trams that are blocking the road, but like you guys, because there aren't like foot soldiers, right? You're kind of just, well, we don't like, what are we gonna do? Like poke sticks at a giant tank, right? Like you guys have been hanging back, but for Flash, the Captain Tandar, and Dr. Abstracto, you're all up there with the tank. So all of the tribesmen, all half a dozen of them, I believe, that came with you, they just, yeah, they're cool, and they start charging. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn? Like, you want to charge with them, or do you just want them to go in front of you?
They're going without me. I'm just, I
Okay.
very calmly just walk behind the angry mob. Just very calmly, you just hear her stilettos clicking on the tile.
All right. Let me Taylor Really G. Thank you for the subscription.
Go,
for
my
3
Sims.
months.
Hey,
Yes.
Taylor.
Hi.
Oops.
Hi, Taylor.
Hi,
Add-
friends.
Friends until the end.
That done? Okay.
End until the friends.
So they're gonna take their whole turn this time just running to the tank. Like it's a long hallway. They got to get up to the tank before they can like climb into it and stuff. Actually, you know what? I'll roll if I can find I'll do this in as we keep going here. I don't want to slow down the game too much. I'm actually going to roll for them to actually climb up onto the tank so that they can like get in and attack next turn. But while I'm looking up their statistics, Flash, it is back to you. So you again you're up on the drill, going one-on-one with the Hydernaut with a cattle prod.
Yeah. So, I don't want to like be insensitive to the fact that I'm trying to turn him into a fish stick and I'm beating him with a stick, but that's what I'm about to do. And so I'm gonna rear up and I'm gonna just hit him on that glass dome as hard as a man can. I need to roll
Alright.
under a 60. I rolled under a 60.
Hell yeah, you did. You hit him real hard. We add 15 to that.
61.
61.
Wow.
That is a big
Wow.
ol' hit. So that would bring that down to 7, and then I gotta subtract 60 from that. So, oof, yeah, he is looking injured. You hit him.
You
Where
know
did
what?
you hit him again?
Top of the dome, but I don't want him to be injured. I just hope he's insured because I'm about to kill him. His family better have a policy.
Oops, I forgot to switch the screen over here. Yeah, so you like hit him in the crack him onto the top of the dome, bringing him down really low. So kind of like before, I'm gonna say this guy is gonna use his. You can tell he's gonna rabbit on you. He's out. You crack his helmet, water starts leaking out of it. He's not quite as low as some of the other ones who retreated. But yeah, he's like, oh fuck, like I'm going to suffocate soon because the water in my helmet is draining out of my spacesuit. You can
guess
see
what?
like he's looking towards the tank as like a place to like skedaddle to.
For my movement, I'm going to keep up with him. I'm going after him. You do not get to fail morality check on my watch.
So are you I guess I should. Are you gonna like try and
I'm just
cut
gonna
him off?
lockstep behind him. I assumed he like started first based on the narrative description, so I just planned on chasing.
I mean,
after
yeah,
him.
I guess this all happens kind of at the same
Simultaneous,
time. All right,
yeah.
We can say that you're following him. I wanted to see if you wanted to like try and cut him off before he got to the tank, or if you did want to actually be behind him. And
I think he would run and I'd chase is probably what I would
Okay.
do. Like as
Cool.
Flash, I'm guessing.
Yeah, cool. All right, in that case, that's gonna bring us up to Captain Tandar. Flash has told you about the people inside the tank. They've rotated just a little bit. I know you're still piloting the drill. You can also tell that the guy who was attacking you and then started attacking Flash is about to jump off and like make a run for the tank.
Okay. So
And I'm gonna roll some dice here.
if I were to, would it be tech know-how if I was to try and rig this thing to explode?
I believe that would be to rig it to explode. I believe is actually explosives, because I believe like wasn't.
Is there like a self-destruct button on this thing? Is basically what I'm trying to get at.
So didn't we like super succeed on a how to drive it check, and I taught everybody like what the controls meant?
Yes. Yeah, everyone can operate the machinery now.
Okay,
Do I know, knowing this, is there a self-destruct button on
that's
it?
what I'm wondering. We're on the same wavelength.
There
The exploding one.
is
I asked the question.
not by canon. However, you can
There's a cannon?
Rule of cool. Rule of cool is actually a function of zero dice. So if you still have a zero die,
no, I'm all
okay.
out.
Well, if you I don't think give a zero die is
It's okay.
No, it's not.
That's the
Actually,
whole point.
ooh,
It's only
shit,
you can
there's
only do a
drama
couple
time.
cool things.
Captain, tell me you want it to explode.
I forgot that at
I
the end of
wanted-
last session we had the where is it? Free rewards. There it is. I need to start the drama time again. How do I?
The community goal.
Yeah, how do I start that again?
Uh,
Oh, do I just have to make a new one in archive? Like I can't just redo it again? All right,
Probably.
So archive that and create a new one.
You can make it off of ones you've done before. You can basically just
Can you?
copy. Yeah, you can copy the one that's been done before. Yeah.
Well,
'cause
crap.
I think
Where
it's like
did
a drop down.
I archived it. I don't know where it goes.
Womp womp.
Into the ether.
All right.
Was
Drama
once
time. If we
Hello, Wednesday.
this activates radio play mode where
You have the same
players
face. You've done
can't
something wrong.
do anything but speak in character. And I have to narrate everything else. Alright, we have it as a 10,000 thing, a 10,000 channel point reward, 1 day to do it, and create, and start. Start challenge. Alright, there we go. That was submitted at the end of last session, so I wanted to get it at the beginning of this session. Alright.
Andy,
What'd
you do?
So yeah, without a zero die to do rule of cool, there is nothing in the books here that talk about.
So I turn and I look at the team.
self-explosion.
I look at the team and I say, I want to blow this thing up.
I got it, Captain. Get out.
I use my move action to hoist myself up and out and over and get myself into a position where I can see inside the other tank, and I'm just going to throw my rebar spear at them. Just to spear their faces.
Wow, already halfway there. The drama time. Love it. All right, so you hey, sorry, what did you say about the spear? You're gonna throw it?
Yes.
Awesome. So that is throw, I believe. I don't know if it's weapon throw or just throwing. I think it might just be its own.
I'm throwing it.
It's just throwing. I remember is what you told me before.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's under balance. It's throw. Yeah. The balance based skill.
So it's
throw is just usually what I do in competitive games.
Okay.
Throw the game.
We got drama time.
Oh.
All right. So with drama time, kind of like I was saying to myself as I was typing it out, I now have to be an old-timey radio announcer. Our players, when they want to do something like, say, throw a spear, they now have to type in a chat and be like, I'm going to throw the spear. And then I have to narrate, Captain Tandar lifting up the rebar spear, reaches back and looses the spear at a hydronaut. It's a 65 hit or fail. Thumbs up or thumbs
Sorry,
down.
I said that before.
Fail. Yeah.
Got to it. So yeah.
Which inserts itself into the metal of the tank. Now your spear is lodged into the tank. You can go up and pull it out. It's not stuck forever, but your spear is now kind of attached to the tank, just above the like cut that you could like get in and out of to like attack the people inside of it. That is going to actually bring us to the enemy's turn. The Hydronaut that was fighting you guys in the drill hops off the drill. Flash is following them. I'm gonna make a climbing or athletics or whatever check here. I do not think that is going to pass. Do we have? Well, let's jump. Yeah, no, that does not. He hops off the drill, makes a really sloshy, jiggly run for it. And then as he tries to like jump up into and climb like into the into like the tear at the side of the tank, the Hydronaut does that thing that you see like in cartoons and whatnot when a fat person tries to like jump up to a ledge. His belly like compresses and then springs him backwards, and he like falls down onto his back just outside of the tank. The guys inside the tank, seeing you abandoning the drill, are actually going to let me see what the tank actually has as far as weapons. Yeah. So it doesn't look like it has any mini like mini guns. Cool. So in that case, there's a bunch of slave guys trying to jump into the thing as well. Let me see if they have a jump here. They do not. Would you? I guess just their strength. So only one, I think. Yeah, if I'd use double. Yeah. So only one of the slaves actually climbs into the tank on their last turn. So one of those guys are in there, which means one of the guys, I'm gonna say the pilot, is gonna fight that guy, and the gunner is actually going to stop using the tank's guns and pull out one of his ray guns, sidearms. That guy actually has a gun, and he's going to shoot out of the crack in the tank at Flash, because Flash was fighting and chasing his ally. I think that makes sense. Let me see here. I don't know.
Crack is whack.
Alright, so we're gonna make 2 ray gun attack here, and both of them fail. Cool. All of that for nothing. Awesome. Abby, it's your turn.
Okay, so I'm going, or may I assume that?
Actually,
as
you
Flash
need to
was-
write what you want to do in the chat.
Oh, this is.
We are
I
so
was
drama
asking
time.
Can I ask a question out of character, or do I need?
Oh, yes, yeah, sure.
Okay, out of character, may I assume that as Flash was running, and fighting, I was running, trying to heal him in the process?
That's a good question. I'm gonna have you make a balance check for that, because it's gonna be hard. Just a straight, not a double your balance, just whatever your balance score is, that is a roll against your balance, because he's running and you're also short with stubby little legs. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult to do. for sure. So yeah, you.
Yeah, I fail.
Yeah, so yeah, you so as Flash is like getting his wounds like bandaged and like, you know, ointments and salves like squirted on him. He's tunnel visioned enemy fight mode, just leaps away from Abstracto, who cannot keep up with you. At least you don't critically fail. But for comedy purposes, I think like you kind of like get pulled a little bit off balance, and you like belly slide like a penguin down the slope of the saucer, and then end up doing like a flip off the end, bouncing on your butt and landing on your feet, because I think that's funny. But you didn't critical fail, so I don't want to make you prone. You can follow him and like try and like start healing him again if you wish. Otherwise, just let me know like what you want to do otherwise. Like type it in chat or something, because drama time, right? And I'll also say, Fran, kind of start thinking about what you want to do on your turn.
Damn it, Flash! I'm a doctor, not a leg man.
Careful with those syringes. Every time someone drips something on me, I usually charge them extra.
All right, we're gonna move on to Fran then. I'm not seeing any typing in the chat, so.
Hold on, Commander Tandar. I'm gonna do something that's gonna blow you away.
Oh shit! It's a success and it's a 0 skill, and you rolled a 0, so you get another 0 die. All right, Fran just books it up to the drill, which is kind of close, but not too close to the tank right now, as it did back up. But you take that grenade. Fran takes that grenade that you had hidden earlier. Knowing enough about these things, like where the power cells are and how to drive them, because of how Flash taught everybody how to do that stuff, you quickly just pull the pin, slam it into like the exhaust pipe, like near the power cell, slap that throttle into forward, and the little, and like move out of the way as the little crab things like like walks towards the tank, and then boom, blows up at, I think, the start of your next turn, because I think grenades have like that bounce ability. But nobody sees it. You shove it like inside the thing, so it's gonna blow up. But yeah, it kind of like the tank kind of, or the drill kind of like wobbles a little bit without a pilot in it, and it just like goes over to the tank, and you know that thing is gonna blow up.
Big vehicle, go boom, move.
Hell yeah.
Out of
Awesome.
character, the slaves had to understand that. So
Right. So speaking of the slaves, one of them's in the tank. The other ones are kind of like on the side with Flash and the captain and the Hydronaut, and Dr. Abstracto now. Your other two people from your crew, Dr. Ashton and Ensign Benson, are still in the back next to the broken down trams, because they never had any weapons, and they're just like, well, if everybody else is going, we're not just gonna stay behind. Like, we want to stay with our crews. They're still just hiding every turn, taking the dodge action. They're well out of the way. The slaves, the one inside the tank, I'm gonna say, doesn't hear you, and he's just gonna try and stab the Hydronaut pilot with his spear. The other 5 of them are gonna start to run away because they don't want to get blown up. So I'm gonna roll an attack here. Keep clicking on it instead of just.
Oh no, Captain!
Oh,
that
hey,
slave
a
inside
1.
doesn't seem to.
He actually hit the Hydronaut. It doesn't do much damage because it's just a spear. Although, it is a puncturing thing. I'll make some rolls for the Hydronaut. Alright. Minus 6. Oh, but the thing has matter.
Why do I hear these numbers coming from the inside of the tank? It's so confusing to me as a captain of a ship.
I think it's the ship's AI, Captain. It's the only thing I can surmise as the mechanic.
Alright.
I don't understand what these numbers mean.
So we bring it back to Flash, who has run up behind the Hydronaut, who tried to climb into the tank but failed and fell on the ground. But Flash has heard our administrator scream out about an exploding drill. So does Flash run? Does Flash?
You stay there, you fishy mongrel, and I'm gonna trip you and sweep you down and then run away after your body falls to the ground, hopefully. Oh, but I have a southern accent. I'm gonna trip you and then I'm gonna run away, and you're gonna blow up with this fucking tank.
Alrighty. That I think is gonna be a strength to trip.
All right, I'm testing my might with you, Fishman, right now. Oh no, I seem to have failed by a measure of about 5 units of my strength. I quantify these things because I'm big into fitness.
Quite 0 die, or is anyone going to give him a reroll? Or is Flash just going to run away?
Checking my pockets, y'all, and I don't feel any dice in there, especially ones that quantify a 0.
Yeah, I don't think strength seems like the best. All right, I think Flash just starts to hoof it. Doesn't seem like we're getting any redemptions.
I'm out of breath. I can't seem to trip you as well, but I'm gonna get away myself.
Yeah, the Hydronaut is like in the process of like slowly getting back onto his feet. After getting like, bounced off the side. You try to trip him again. It doesn't quite work. You know the grenade's about to go off, so you just get out of dodge. Bringing us over to Captain Tandar, who I'm assuming is going to run away, but I don't know.
I'd like to run away and hide. Captain, I turn around and I'm look over there, and hold on, I need to write this in the chat. God damn it, I have too many clothes in front of me.
You need to clothe some windows.
Okay. That would be a sneak roll, I believe. Yeah. All right. So, Captain Tandar. So, if you remember, we were at a T in the hallway, and the tank's kind of, blocking off one of the crossroads, right? You're kind of coming up the middle thing, and they're at the top of the T. They're blocking off part of it, and you just get out of dodge with Flash and run around the corner of the way that's still open, hoping that that's gonna at least protect you from maybe some of the shrapnel and things of that nature. Bringing us over to I guess me again. I'll have to switch cameras. The folks inside the tank, seeing you guys run around the corner, the guy who was shooting out of the tank at Flash is actually gonna help his companion guy who was trying to get into the tank. He's actually going to help him into the tank. And the other one is just going to make a ray gun attack at the one slave that's inside the ship. And he's going to hit. Wowie, is he going to hit. That is going to be atomic pistol. What's the damage? Body point. Alright. That blasts the slave right in his chest. Singeing, like, burning skin. You guys smell like some, a mix of, like, that savory kind of, like, grilled steak smell, but mixed with singed hair. Because the dude had a hairy chest. Just cooked his, like, pectorals with this energy blast that he took, like, at point blank range. He just thematically, because he's also going to use his movement anyway, when it gets to his turn. Thematically, he, like, stumbles back and falls out of the tank, with that blast, because it takes him down a lot. Like, that is a lot of damage on that guy. Which brings us back to Abstracto. Abstracto, along with the rest of the slaves, make it around the corner. And Abstracto pulls out his healing kit once again and starts squirting his healing goo all over Flash, beginning to heal him once more. That is going to take us over to, I believe, Fran's turn, which the grenade goes off at the start of your turn or at the end of your turn? I forget.
I thought it'd go off at the end.
The end of your next turn? Alright, so is there anything that you want to do on your turn before that grenade goes off?
Come on, buddy, we gotta get out of here. No one left behind.
Alright, cool. I'm actually gonna want you to make a heave check.
Oh. Nope.
Okay, so as Fran tries to help the slave up and help him around the corner to get some cover from this imminent explosion, he's all muscle bound. He's like, he's a big dude. I don't think you have that good of a strength as a character, but he's also been, hot. He's sweaty. He's greasy. He's kind of slippery. He's real glistening. But you can't help him up. Like, your hands slip and he's just too heavy and wet. But you have to make the choice. Do you want to actually help him to his feet, or do you want to get to safety?
I'm gonna get to safety when I realize I can't help him.
All right. Fran, putting forth a good effort, just not quite there, decides to head off by herself around the corner as the grenade explodes. You guys see just a blinding white light. You hear an explosion along with like a sort of electrical kind of like kind of noise, like, sci-fi energy explosions as the grenade sets off like the battery pack. There's like electricity and just blinding white. And when the whiteness kind of fades into like blackness, you hear like the beep in your ears. And we're gonna call that the end of this scene. When you guys quote unquote wake up, like, 30 seconds, that's not that long. But when you guys kind of like regain your senses, you can see that your immediate group is okay for the most part. You were blinded and deafened for a little bit, but Flash, Captain Tandar, Abstracto, Fran, 5 of the slaves, you guys are all okay. When you look around the corner, it's just carnage. Pieces of fucking machines everywhere. You see human blood kind of like in body parts of the one slave that couldn't get out of the way. There's like blood and body parts, like this green blood of the hydronauts, and like water everywhere. I would like anybody who chooses to look around the corner, I would like you to make a C check for me as I find different music. Let's do this. Righty. Abstracted, did you pass or fail?
I passed.
You passed. All right. So Abstracto, looking around the corner, Captain Tandar and Flash, you two are just like looking at the wreckage in front of you, the explosion of the drill and the blasted open tank. Abstracto, you can actually see, you see past it, and you look down the hallway towards the hover trams that were like grounded and kind of blocking the hallway back there. Those look unaffected. They didn't get like maybe a couple of like bits of shrapnel like went down that far in the hallway. But luckily for you guys, Benson is still alive, and also Ashton. But I know you guys really care about Benson. He's the important one, and Benson is still alive, like your bestest friend. He's still there. He actually pops up.
You're still alive. Slap.
He pops up from behind like one of the trams. He's just like thumbs up. He's like, "I'm still here, guys."
Well, snap out of it, Benson. We got things to do, not all this jawing.
Snap out of being alive.
Yeah. That's what I said, Benson. This disembodied voice is narrating the things I do is speaking sense.
Jesus Christ. All right. We have come to the halfway through our show. So I will let we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna have our players during the break think about what you want to do from here. The hydronauts are dead. There's a tank blocking the way. At this point, I think you guys were attempting to get back to the hangar to get to your ship so that you could decode the data disk that you got. I believe is what your original goal was. But if this has changed things, just think about it during the break. Let me know, and we will reconvene in just a couple minutes. Enjoy the break.
You heard about the Star Skipper and the Space Hopper, but Space Corp would like to introduce you to our newest rocket yet. Brand new for the year 2000, Space Corp is unveiling the Spaceship Zero. The first ever ship of its kind outfitted with a new interstellar engine we call the Better Than Light drive. Better than light, you ask? Why, yes. Our new proprietary technology outpaces the competition when it comes to light speed drives. Our new engine creates a gravitational field in front of the ship, effectively turning the Spaceship Zero into a sled sliding down an infinitely long hill. The best part is the BTL drive can create a gravitational pull so strong it propels the Zero faster than the speed of light. And it does it with less fuel than our competitors, who are still limited by light speed. Be sure not to miss our inaugural flight on June 5th of this year. Are you living a boring life? Sick of the drab surroundings at the office? Tired of the monotony of your daily routine? Then look no further, adventure seekers. Space Corp is the place for you. Join our team of scientists, engineers, pilots, and staff. Adventure in the stars await all those who seek a break from the rigors of modern life. Take a break from Earth, explore Mars, mine resources in the asteroid belt. Perhaps you'll even be lucky enough to be the first human to make contact with an alien species. There are no limits to how far you can go with Space Corp. Head to your local recruitment center today to sign up for a life-changing adventure. Remember the days when families could leave their doors unlocked at night? It's a sad truth, but as the world gets smaller and global pressures surround us, more and more people find themselves the target of violence. We here at Space Corp seek to preserve the golden age of our country, a time when people could feel safe in their houses and not need to worry about threats lurking in the dark of night, just waiting for a chance to steal what you value most. Introducing a newfound peace of mind, the Atomizer from Space Corp. Say goodbye to your rusted old service revolver and your hunting shotguns for home security, and say hello to the future. With the Atomizer, you'll only need one shot to put down any home intruders and would-be murderers. That's right, just one shot, even a glancing blow, and this new energy weapon will dissolve the no-good ne'er-do-well into a pile of fine particles that you can suck up with your handy-dandy Space Corp wall-mounted vacuum-suck hand vacuum. Find both at a retailer near you. Summer's here. Mom is baking pies, Dad is dusting off the grill, and the kids are getting ready for a summer of fun cookouts and pool parties. To celebrate our great nation's birth and independence, we at Space Corp want to remind you that we value your communities and your families. That's why this summer, we are happy to announce our new war suit. 8 feet tall, oxygen tanks, built-in telecommunications array, and best of all, it only needs 4 Space Corp atomic batteries per hour to function. So this summer, as you are enjoying Dad's skills on the grill, remember that the men and women of the U.S. Space Navy are protecting our great nation with Space Corp brand war suits.
And we're back. We are back from our break. So, guys, immediate threat is dead. Common sense would dictate that there's probably more people coming, but you just don't know when. So what is the plan here?
We need to get back to the hangar, right, y'all?
Yeah.
We have some important information that we need to decode.
Oh.
It may be something else I can make explode.
That rhymed. I appreciate it.
All right. So if you guys want to get back to
Life.
the hangar, I'm gonna need you guys to make
to reality.
a navigate surface check, or is it? Well, maybe tracking. That could
I'll nav
work.
surface. I'll nav surface all day. No, I won't.
Just seeing if there's anything else that would make sense.
I was only off by 8.
Streetwise would also, I guess, work. Yeah, I'm thinking it's those.
Any
Really?
of those things.
Yeah, navigate surface.
Raindrops on roses.
Because
And
navigate
streetwise
space
and
is supposed to
corridors.
be like navigating like between planets and star systems and stuff. Let me just double check notes here. Yeah, I don't have it in my notes. So yeah, I'm gonna just say it's navigate surface, or double your brains if you don't have it. But it looks like Jen rolled, and I'm assuming you did not succeed. Just
I missed.
barely. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. In that case, we are going to.
Commercial. No.
Oh yeah, we're back to commercial. Right on back to commercial. No, Alright, so because Jen is the captain and Jen's leading the way, Jen, would you please roll for me a 6-sided die? 3. Okay, and of course, out of the 6 options, this is the one that I need another 6-sided die for. Another 3.
Again.
All right.
Again. Just the threes and
The
exploding
concussive. So you guys in the hallway, concussive blasts. You guys had been traveling for a little bit in the drill before they like came at you with the tanks. There's lots of, you know, 4-way intersections, stuff like that, that you guys had passed. Somehow, as try as you might, you get a little bit turned around and end up right back at the slave pens.
Damn it.
So there are when just exploring the ship, there are 6 like specific locations that you guys can get to. Also, thank you for the host, Cascadia. Number 3, which you rolled, is called Another Freaky Room of Hydronauts. And in there are 6 different locations, and number 3 just happens to be the slave pens. So
I feel pensive about this choice.
the hangar actually was one of those the secondary D6. The hangar was one of those D6s. So yeah, 1 in 6 chance of actually getting there. But you guys are back in the slave pens. The other slaves are like, oh, did you get back? You know, did you find this stuff? Like, they're all excited to see you. They want to know like what's going on, like what was on the sacred amulet, like all that kind of stuff.
As they're asking questions, I slap Benson and I say, "We can coffee clutch later. We have important things to do, right, Captain, Doctor, and Fran?"
Yeah.
So all the slaves are excited and asking questions, and you just slap the guy who's not doing or saying anything.
Yeah. Shut up,
Get it
Benson.
together, Benson.
Yeah. What Captain said.
I love
Snap
it.
out of it.
You love it. That actually quiets everybody down a little bit because they're like, wait, what? Giving you guys a moment to like interject or like, you know, talk to them a little bit or just turn around and leave again. Like, I don't know. So you guys are back in the slave pens. What are we doing from here?
Quick question. When we go into a new scene, does our
Yes.
HB stay the same?
Yes, you do have
Okay.
to. You're gonna have to heal. So the way healing works, real quick, is you get a chance to be healed a number of times equal to your wounds,
Okay.
and only someone who has a higher first aid can heal you after someone's healed you. Okay, so if someone had like a first aid score of 15, could try and heal you, and then someone with like a score of 16 or better could heal you again. And again, each person that tries to heal someone else can try and heal them a number of times equal to their wounds. But
At what point would I use my medicine?
that is to like diagnose issues. I think you also need to make a medicine check to turn an exaggerated wound into a normal wound, I think.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Maybe not. That should be. I have it written down in the quick notes in the Google Docs, and it's also in the in that PDF that Toren shared with us.
Says that you can heal superficial wounds with first aid, medicine, or rest.
Oh, so you could use medicine. Okay, yeah. The rest
do-
part of it is kind of weird. You have to rest for like multiple days, and like things gotta like, you know, slowly heal over time, and it's like a multiplier of your bronze score and like a roll and like.
Yeah. The aggravated wounds do require medicine checks, so
Alright, cool.
that's right.
So yeah, but yeah, like I think we had talked about in an earlier episode, the way healing works is like you only have to keep track of the number of times you were hit, not the actual damage, because like even let's say you were hit like 3 times, and like the healer tries to heal the wound that like dealt 15 damage, right? But you're down 80. If they heal you for 45 on the 15 wound, it still heals you for 45. Like it doesn't, like you're not healing the specific damage of a specific wound. You just get a number of times equal to. Does that make sense? I think I explained that properly. But yeah, but for right now, still injured.
Alright, so I have a wound I need healed.
So, can I do my medicine rolls
Yeah.
to just start healing people? All right, medicine. Where are you, medicine?
So yeah, and then you heal a number of HP equal to your medicine skill score plus what you roll, and then I think that's it. Or is there also? Does you also add the player getting healed? On a successful first aid check, you recover a number of body points equal to the skill result plus your bronze score. That's what it is. But you can't be healed past your maximum. Okay, so yeah, it's just the result, what you roll plus the. So if you're who are you healing right now?
I'm gonna go for Fran.
All right, so Fran, you get healed for 13 plus your brawn.
Okay,
So 13
so
plus 11, or their brawn or my brawn?
my brawn.
Okay.
The target's brawn, their own brawn.
Okay, I heal 21. So
All right. And did you only take that one wound?
yeah, that's all I had left.
Okay, so if that 21 doesn't take you up to full, you're gonna have to like rest to get the rest of your HP.
Yep.
I know Flash had a wound that didn't get fully healed.
And I can do this again.
Yeah, you can do that.
This
for
time, don't
Flash
go
as well.
slopping your juices around all willy nilly.
So he heals you for 29 plus your brawn, Flash. Did you only
Okay.
take the one wound, or did you take multiple
I did.
wounds?
I think I only took the
Just
one.
the one?
I think.
Okay.
I think I got hit real hard one time.
And then I think everyone else is okay. I know the NPCs that were with you, that the one guy died, and everyone else is okay. Tandar, did you get injured at all? I can't remember.
I can't remember. It was so long ago. Would you like me to have been injured?
No.
Okay.
Not me
It's
personally.
like I could have been. I could have been. I'm at 102 out of 160, so I definitely was injured at one point,
Okay.
but I don't know.
Then
Well, you're
in
not
that case-
anymore.
Wait, what do
Shit.
I
Wait,
heal
is your medicine over a 68?
My medicine's 85.
Fuck you. Wow. Holy shit. All right. I guess Tandar's back full.
I feel great. I feel great. I feel like I was never injured at all. Thank you,
Wow.
doctor. Thank you,
You are
doctor.
welcome.
Wow.
You're
Do I-
full
can I-
after.
Can I do this on myself as well?
Exceptional doctor.
Can you do it on yourself?
Yes, but not in Alabama anymore. I'm just gonna keep making Alabama jokes. I can't help it. Can't help it.
I don't specifically know, but I'm just gonna make the call for superficial wounds. Yes. Aggravated wounds, no.
Okay, well, I'm not that far below my max health.
Okay.
So is that superficial?
Yeah. Well, an aggravated wound's like something specific where you like actually keep taking damage every single turn.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Like you would know if you had an aggravated wound.
I'm back to full health.
Cool.
And you get a 0 dice.
Oh yeah, because you rolled a 0 on that.
Nice.
So that means Flash and Fran are still down some HP?
Yeah, I'm just down 13 HP.
Okay. What about you, Flash? How are you looking?
I'm full.
Oh, you're actually full? Cool.
Yeah.
So it actually doesn't look like your team is all that injured. What I was gonna ask is if you guys wanted to, because you're back in the slave pens, right? At this point, you know, the Hydronauts like might come and like try and be like, what the fuck, you know, what was that? But like they're gonna see like almost everybody's just still here and be, you know, like what? So the question was gonna be is like, do you just want to like try and rest and heal, or do you want to like leave immediately and go back, or like what's going on?
Listen, get up. We don't have time for you to sit on your ass. I think we should go fast.
This is just very confusing. I didn't do it. What?
I point out the fact that probably someone watched us leave because we had been getting watched from that
That is
window.
true.
So we should maybe, I mean, there's a bunch of other vehicles here, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we take another one out and go for round 2?
Plow those
Alright.
vehicles into the.
They're
Alright.
bound to run out of tanks at some point.
They might.
Jen, you're muted.
I'm just meowing at
Oh.
Abstracto. That's all I'm doing. It's
Are
not-
you catcalling Abstracto?
I am, but I'm keeping my microphone off to be respectful. I'm going
Allegedly.
meow.
I have in my quick notes, I had like how many. Oh. Well, okay then. All right. So you're just gonna y'all taking out another drill. So there's 2 different kinds of. Let me actually change the. Take you guys back to the slave pens here. This. And actually, let's clear the initiative order. Turn that. Here. So if you guys can kind of see, there's these are the drill machines, right? They're like the little sort of flying saucers, the glass domes, and they got the little drill arms. Then you've got these guys that got little clamp hands on them. See like the little spike leg in here, right? They got 4 of these little spiky little crab legs they walk around on, right? So you do have there's more than just like what's in here. Oops, I wanted to zoom out. Not. I obviously, you know, am a lazy artist. I didn't feel like drawing like a half dozen of each of these things. But yeah, you guys want to take another drill, or do you want to take one of like the clampy hand ones?
Well, I guess
Or
my
I guess you guys
question
could also
is,
be
we all know how to drive these because Flash taught us, right?
yeah.
How many of us have a good pilot skill for when we have to fight with these?
What if you don't have a pilot skill?
You have a
My
10
pilot-
at least.
I'm not great. Like, because I thought it would be space, and we're not in space.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a space vehicle.
yeah,
yeah.
that's
the
the
issue.
problem.
And actually, as I found out, like when Toren was telling me about the laser gun thing, shooting guns out of like the tanks, like those laser guns, actually works off of their heavy weapons skill. So, but I don't know, like attacking with a drill arm, like what would that be? I'm totally willing to like change it off
Melee?
of like
Yeah,
out
it comes
of-
across as melee.
You think just melee?
Yeah.
All right.
It seems like
Yeah.
the use of melee, because it's like guns are
yeah.
the pew pews, and the drill
That
is
makes
the
sense. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
The
So yeah,
claws.
if you would rather like use melee instead of pilot skill, that's fine with me. I just did the pilot
with
thing as like just seat of my pants
Yeah.
ruling.
Yeah.
But now that we're like kind of resetting, like we'll if you guys want to use melee for it instead, like that's cool. Like we can do that.
I think my pilot is better. My pilot's a 30.
Flash, how's
Fair
your
enough.
melee?
My melee skill is pretty good. So is my heavy weapon. So if we need to fire something, I'm like a 60 in both.
Maybe so maybe we should
So we'll do
take more than one ship. I mean, if Jen
Yeah.
has a decent pilot and then like Frenden has a decent melee, I don't have a good melee or pilot at all, but
I got heavy
Same.
weapons and melee.
So I'm thinking what we'll do is like if for whatever reason, whatever thing like you're driving gets like knocked off balance, it'll be a pilot check. But if you're attacking with it, it'll be a weapon melee thing. And you can have, even though there's only like one seat in there, I'll say like you guys can fit 2 people to a cockpit. So you could have like one
Well-
pilot, one attacker, if that's
Well,
something you want to do.
Well, my thought is if 2 people at least can fight in those things, why don't they go in front of us and then we take backup vehicles with us? Because even though we can't fight in them very well
Hmm.
with a 10% chance, we can still jump out and let them jump in when their machine gets borked. So I think we
That's
should just take
true.
all of them and go crazy, go on a fucking rampage.
Well, you can take up to 3. You guys have 6 crew members. The slaves not smart enough. They're not going to be able to figure out how to use these things. Like even down in like you've talked to some of these people. I know Lula, she's not been like off the ship, but some of the tribesmen have like actually left the ship or like been brought onto the ship from other places, and they have told you guys like in conversations like off camera or whatever that down on the planet they like you can see on the little mine carts here have these like big ass arms with like handles on them. They actually pull them by hand. They actually like multiple people, like half a dozen on each of those 2 arms, like pull these things by hand. And it's the hydronauts that actually use the machinery. Like even when they're like mining and using like the rock crushing stuff, they're not ever allowed to touch the machines. They're using standard like pickaxes and shovels and like manual labor. You can try. I guess we can try to teach some of the slaves if you want.
Well, you said that we could only take 3 vehicles.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna... Well, I guess you could take up to 6 if you each wanted to pilot one on your own. Because there's 4 of you and then Benson and Ashton, who all can pilot these things after Flash taught you how. But yeah, I wasn't gonna, like, make the slaves do it. But I can roll against brains. They're just not that smart. That's the only thing.
Why don't just all the crew members each take a ship and then go on a rampage?
Yeah, you could do that too. Let's just say like half a dozen of each ship. One of them's destroyed, so there's like 11 ships left. That would be if you took 6 now. You would eventually have like at least another fleet to try it again later, unless you wanted me to attempt to like, quote unquote, teach the slaves how to drive these things so you could take all 11 remaining vehicles with you now.
I think it's good if we have a backup.
All right. Anybody against that idea?
Nope.
Alrighty. So then the only question is, do you want to take more tribes people with you, like hunters and warriors with you as like foot soldiers, or you just want to go on your own in the drills and rock crushers?
Dr. Abstracto wants to take Lola.
Lula?
You'll have to fight Teldon for that, but I mean,
Yeah,
she
that might not
likes
pan out for me.
she likes you though.
Do we want to
Didn't
take
she
any with
invite
us?
you into a 3-way?
No,
She did,
me.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, she did.
I think Lula invited Abstracto into a 3-way with Teldon.
I'd like to ensure that Benson is as close to me as possible so as to help stress relieve me during the event by bashing him about the head, face, chest, neck, and breast area.
So, wait, do you want to take 5 crafts and have him with you so you can just constantly beat him?
I mean, you call it beating, I call it reinforcement of positive behavior through melee means.
All right. So if you guys are only going to take 5 ships, do you want to take just the 5 remaining drills, or do you want to like split up drills and clampy hand guys?
Let's take 3 clampy hands and 2 drills, so we have 3 of each later.
Okay. All right.
Maybe.
Cool.
And then, do any of the hunters have like bows and arrows?
No, they don't have any. The only kind of quote unquote projectiles they have are these rebar spears that they could throw. But they mostly use them as like stabby. Sometimes they'll throw them at the you guys, not in this last foray out, but like when you guys were brought here, you saw some like it's hard to describe. I guess the closest thing I could describe them as is like a dire rat. They were like about the size of like a Labrador dog, you know, a Labrador golden retriever, like a medium-sized dog, but they had the body shape of like a rat, but they were like very mange-ridden, like patchy fur, like long rat style tail, but they bone spurs like sticking up off their backs and stuff, like gross things that don't really look like rats, but the only thing that your like Earth 1 brains can like, that's I guess a space rat kind of thing. And they have like said that they hunt those to eat them whenever they are able to like sneak out of here. Otherwise, they just eat that gray kind of paste that falls out of the rain gutter in this picture in the back corner.
I'm just gonna get another rebar spear
Okay.
and keep that on me.
Cool. I am actually a 50-50 thing here. Just a bit of a luck thing to see if anything happens while you guys are making your plan. Awesome. So, as you guys are making your plan, talking about like which, you know, who's gonna ride with who, drills, like all this stuff, you're healing, like it's probably taking like a good 15-20 minutes to like kind of sort, you know, get your bearings again and all that kind of stuff. Kind of like right as you're like, okay, this is the plan, let's go. The garage door, which has been just busted open, the light flooding in, you can see gets brighter as you turn around. The lamp of like the lantern fish kind of, or angler fish kind of thing, this is like getting brighter as it gets closer, as a tram of hydronauts kind of speed into this room and start looking around, shouting orders that you guys can't understand because they're speaking in hydro language. They're like, right? One of them stands up. He's a bit skinnier, doesn't have like, his suit doesn't seem to be puffed out, and he's not wearing a helmet at all, actually. I think you've seen a hybrid before. So you know this is a hybrid. And he says, all right, everybody, we're gonna need you line up against this wall. We're gonna take some of you into questioning to find out what is going on here. There's about a half dozen in this tram, and you can see like another tram like coming up the hallway with a roughly equal amount. So if you wanted to fight, you'd be fighting like 12 of these guys. Could happen if you want to. If we want to, I know fighting takes a while or something, so we might try and figure out like a faster way to do that, as we are coming to the end of the combat here. Otherwise, you guys could, if you decide to just acquiesce to the requests, we don't have to fight. But I do want to know, like, what are you guys doing? Some of you are holding sharpened metal rods that like look like weapons. Like, these guys have human prods. A couple of them have ray guns. And then there's like this one more official guy like shouting English orders at you to line up against the back wall. The slaves do it. Even the ones that have weapons, they kind of like either hide them like on their person, or they like quietly put them on the ground and then get up against the wall. What does your group do? Benson and Ashton will follow your lead.
I'm gonna get up against the wall.
All right, Fran gets up against the wall.
I'm going to look for, before we head out, like in earnest, I'm going to look for a panel on the wall to use my MacGyver skill, my once per game skill, to try to find a schematic that will give us any advantage in finding our way to the hangar, like on a terminal, since we now have access to the main hallway.
Cool. Yeah, as they're like telling you to like line up against the wall, Just give me a well, first of all, choose high or low, and then just roll a D100. If you guess correctly, I'll say that where you line up is in front of a panel, so that you can do that as they're like lining you up and like, you know, picking who they want to like take to interrogation.
I'm always rolling low, Jeff.
Fair enough.
Do you want to roll it and I just guess, or do I roll the D100?
It's up to you. I can roll it.
Go ahead and roll it. I
Alright,
pick low.
You pick low. 18 is low. All right, so Flash follows suit. You happen to like place yourself in front of a panel, and like you kind of like look over your left shoulder, and look over your right shoulder, and look over your left shoulder again, and you kind of think like, all right, cool. You start tinkering like at this panel, and your MacGyver thing, it just like works, right? Like I don't think there's like any skills or rolls. Or
No,
anything.
the thing that it does is it lets you have fiat on how long or how good it works, but it works.
Okay, cool.
And so that's what keeps it from being like all powerful. It's basically like rule of cool according to you.
In which case, I want to do. To turn this on to GM. All right. Cool. I'll let you know what happens here in a little bit, but I want to know beforehand. As half of you guys, like, as half of our players already go to the wall, Ashton and Benson are also going to go to the wall, because they're not fighters. Leaving just Abstracto and the captain. Like, are you guys gonna like hold your ground and like oppose these people, or are you gonna like let them search you and stuff?
Dr. Abstracto looks to the captain and says, "It's our time," and then goes over to the wall and starts twerking.
I follow suit, and it's twerking at 2 separate levels because, as we know, the height disparity.
What difference? Yeah,
but that's wonderful.
Is it like a new Super Mario Brothers bouncing on each other kind of thing, where you're like ass to ass?
Yes, it is.
We call this Danky Kang.
It is now. Alrighty. So as you guys are actually, I don't want to just narratively. I do kind of want to make a roll. I don't want to like be that guy. Oh crap. Okay. Well, I got a 5 on that D20, so it's gonna happen that way anyway. So I did want to give you guys the benefit of the doubt. So as you guys are like lining up, the elder is actually next to you, Tandar. So like, what the thing is, like, there's like a bunch of slaves on one side, and then our group, you know, Tandar was the last one to go up against the wall, so you're facing the wall, but you're like on the end, like the far end, and then it's the elder, and then like Lula, and then like some more slaves like on the other side. Like you guys are kind of like in the middle of this lineup, right? So a couple of things happen here. They start patting down slaves, you know, making sure they don't like not hiding any weapons, you know. Some of them find weapons that are immediately cattle prodded, you know, just as like, you know, hey, you shouldn't have this, like, you know, as a punishment. And as they're like making their way down the line, Flash, you open this panel, you're kind of like doing it quickly, you know, looking each way as the Hydronauts kind of like work their way towards the middle. You actually are lucky for whatever reason. This particular panel has like a dot matrix printer like built into it, and it starts as it like starts feeding out a printout map of the ship. The ship has like multiple levels and stuff, and you happen to get about half of the ship. You feel like you're about half the ship in a printout. Let me see if I have the map real quick in my book, and I can kind of tell you more about where it is. I know it's in the book, I just don't know where it is. But I want to say, like, oh, here we go. So yeah, it starts printing out from the bottom to the top. So you get the the bottom half of the ship's map, which is actually good for you, because the bottom half of the map contains locations for the loading and offloading platform, the cargo hold, the slave pens where you are, the engine room, the fuel storage place, the observation chamber that is up above you guys looking into here. There's waste control. Something marked bat beings. I don't think you've run into those yet. And luckily the mechanic shop and the hangar. But there's like a guy like 2 or 3 people away from you at this point, and he's like looking over and kind of trying to see what you're doing. So you only get about half of the ship before you rip off the paper and like stuff it in your jacket and like close the panel again.
The good news is, everybody, I think one of these things was labeled Twerk Shop, but I only got a quick look at it.
Coming down the other side, unfortunately, and this is where the 5 on the D20 came into play. Poor old man, hard of hearing, whispers just a little bit too loudly, leans over to you, Tandar, and says, "Chosen one, what are we going to do?" That's his whisper voice, because he's like half deaf. Which alerts the Hydronaut half-breed to like look at Tandar. He says, "Chosen one, take that one. We're going to interrogate her." So then the question is, do you go willingly with them, Tandar, or do you decide to resist? And we will find out next week when we return to the Spaceship Zero. Yes, Dion?
I wanted to do a persuade bargain check.
All
and
right.
I'm gonna go, "No, take me instead." And I pass with a 36 under 60.
All right. Let me roll again here. Let's see what happens. All right, that is also a 5. That I need to roll a different die. I think I've rolled that D20 3 times.
I use my last 0 dice to turn my success into a crit success.
Okay. You sneaky little minx.
I volunteer as tribute!
All right. The crit success, that's going to do it. I was going to take both of you. But you volunteer and choose to make that a critical success. They load up Fran onto a tram, and it starts off into the distance as the rest of you are lined up, unless you want to put up a fight. If you want to put up a fight, we can get to that next session. Otherwise, what they're going to do now that that door is blasted open, they're actually going to leave one of the trams here and like park it in front of the door as like a obstacle. And they're going to post some guards here now that the door is just open. Like, they don't want you to leave here, so now they're making a new barricade. They leave about 6 guys there with cattle prods, and just from a quick glance, you guys can see that only 2 of them have ray guns. They all have cattle prods, but only 2 have ray guns. The other tram shoots off. And now I guess yeah, all there is to say.
Subtitle for this episode: Lady in the Tram.
Lady in the Tram.
Heck yeah.
It's like Benny and the Jets.
Tune in next time when we'll hear one of the Hydronaut half-breeds say, "Tell me about your leader."
Leader Acola?
All right. Thank you so much for playing, everybody. Thanks to everybody in the audience for hanging out with us tonight.
Bye.
So glad to be back after our little mid-season break. And looks like I know it's not the standard like going into more RPG fare. But I actually really like this guy. So as we say our fond farewells here, we're gonna go around the table and let everybody know who's or where you can find everybody. But before we do that, hold on, wait a sec. Yeah, no, I need to do this. Is it players or is it cast? Cast? I think it's cast. I'm gonna do that maybe. Yeah, here we go. Let's let them know where they can find you guys. Jen, what do you do when you're not here?
I have been working really hard, so I haven't been able my job has taken me away from streaming on Twitch. So you'll likely find me on Tuesday night playing AD&D on Steam Still Murder. And next Thursday I'll be on Featherfall Tabletop playing Star Wars 5e.
Ooh,
And Saturday I'll be back here. And
nice.
that's where I am.
Cool. Frenden, where can they find you when you're
On the
not here?
Fran tram. No, so I'm Frenden. I draw stuff under the name Frenden everywhere. You can find me doing that most days of the week. I take Wednesdays off. Thank you for having me, Jeff. Fun session.
I also take Wednesdays off. Weird.
Yeah.
Substances used, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me on my channel, Twitch TV at Substances Used. I recently have finished playing Chrono Cross, and I'm going to be picking up Xenogears next time I get to streaming. Work life for me has also been crazy, so that's been dampered between my my horrible D&D addiction. But speaking of said D&D addiction, you can catch me on Steam Steel Murder on Tuesdays and Fridays. You can catch me here on Saturdays, and eventually on some Monday you may see me on Featherfall. I don't even know, man. It's so up in the air. I have no idea what's going on,
More
but
like
it's
a
happening.
feather fail, right?
What
It's
is
happening in some universe on the multi-sphere. Like, I don't even know.
Heck yeah. And Abstracto, where can they find you? What do you do when you're not here?
Well, I'm in school, and otherwise, you can find me where people use me.
I like that answer. All right. For you, as you who don't know, I draw comic books and other art stuff on my channel here during the week as well. Actually, pretty much the same. I compete against Frenden during the week most of the time. Actually, we stream. Both of us seem to stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday during the afternoons ish.
Yeah.
Eastern.
Yeah.
It's honestly a crapshoot if I start first or if Frenden starts first. It's like about an hour swing depending. Like sometimes I start at 3, sometimes he starts at 2, sometimes I start at 2, sometimes he starts at 3. Like it's a crapshoot, but we're both on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday in the afternoons. Currently, hopefully I'll be back to it this Monday. I'm going to be doing a Kickstarter coming up here. I think in September. I know that Abstracto here is coloring some of my short stories that I've drawn and is working on a short story of his own that's going to be part of the stretch goals. And there may or may not be another artist on the cast that I'm talking to right now about doing a stretch goal comic, but it's in the works. But right now, as far as the Kickstarter is concerned,
I am Frenden.
We are Frenden.
I'm
like we are
So yeah, right now I actually have the 3 short stories that make up the base issue that I'm going to try and kickstart. They're done, and I think Abstracto, how far are you with the coloring the last one? Like, that's almost done, right? You've got it all flatted, I think.
I'm close to having it all flatted.
Cool. So yeah, the whole thing's almost ready. I'm gonna be working on the cover this week. I'm gonna do a I guess technically one version of it, but it's gonna be a wraparound cover if we make our stretch goals. If we don't make a stretch goals, it's just gonna be a just the normal cover. But I'm going to start working on that this week, and I'm also going to be working on the first stretch goal short story, which I already have about halfway done in the layouts. But yeah, we're getting real close, you guys. I'm thinking probably September 1st-ish. Late October, early September for a launch. I don't know what day of the week September 1st is yet, but I'm working through something called Comics Launch, which is helping me figure out like how to actually run a Kickstarter, and that's going really well. And I think I should be able to get it done by for launching in September. So if you guys want to know more about a fantasy western, think D&D meets Wild Wild West by Will Smith, like that movie plus D&D, smash them together. Like that's the kind of universe I'm building with Ozrin West. And if you're interested in that, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, hang out with me here, gain those channel points to interact with our D&D or RPG streams now. And yeah, get updated on the Kickstarter that's gonna happen here in like a month and a half. But thank you all again so much for hanging out with us until the end, listening to all of us promote ourselves. Like I said before, I really like this guy. He's not playing tabletop right now, but he has played tabletop in the past, and he's been on our channel. We're gonna go raid Thick Loot. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Raid now button, go.